So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our navamsa video of the week or of last week. And today we're going to be covering Sun in the 10th house of your navamsa chart, as in what happens when Sun is in the 10th house of your D9 navamsa. And as always, if you do not know, if you have this particular placement, what sign it's in, and what your birth details are, birth chart details, all the other details for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, consultations, and link to my academy, Magha Vedic Academy. So where you can learn everything related to astrology. So anyway, let's get started with the Sun in the 10th house of your D9 Navamsa chart. So with Sun in the 10th house, first of all, what we see here, that naturally Sun gains strength. Sun gains power. Why? Because this is one part of the Shadbala, which is known as the directional strength. So Sun gets a directional strength in the 10th house, meaning that a person's ego, self-esteem, and confidence balances out. It's not excessive, because sometimes when you will see that when Sun is not in the great position, a person will try to compensate that placement by being extroverted, being extra egotistical, extra confident. And it shows then that, oh, this person is just way too much. They're trying too hard. But when Sun naturally has a directional strength, it knows who it is, it knows who or she is, it knows how, to deal with the world. And that's when everything becomes balanced. So it's a powerful position because things become balanced. You see, the ego is at balanced. And also, because 10th house of Navamsa isn't just the house of career or your, bosses, it actually represents the reputation of the marriage. How is the marriage being perceived as by the world? Because you may see certain people together when they're married. And when you look at them, you're like, interesting. You may have this idea about what the marriage is like, even though you don't know, nobody knows, but you perceive this idea because of what you see externally. So with this particular placement of the Sun shows that one's reputation is going to be very powerful. Like, my God, that's a power couple. And that's a couple that really, has the charisma and has the authoritativeness in the world to get what they want and do what they want. And you will also see these people making a lot of connections with government professionals. You're like, my God, they must be somewhere in politics or government. You might see their Facebook posts or Instagram posts at some political party. Even though they may not be affiliated, they were just invited as an acquaintance. And they don't really care about politics, but that's how the world is going to be looking at them. Okay, so this is actually a very powerful position for the Sun. And one of the things we see here is that one could, and actually they do, they always have to spend a lot of money, or they deal with a lot of losses related to their reputation. Like, they'll work at their reputation, but also at the same time, they will spend a lot of money. They may have a habit of spending money to show their, strength in the world. Even though Sun has directional strength, and it has directional strength, but the thing is, Sun has to do certain things to show now that it has directional strength. And one of the things we also see is that one may suffer losses in foreign lands, foreign places. It's not continuous losses, it's just that one time one will suffer quite big losses. At the same time, this is a position that also shows no matter how much debt you have, you will always pay those debts off. You'll always win over your enemies, win over competition. Especially whenever diseases come into play, you will notice that the heat or the element of Pitta, which is the heat, the fire, destroys that disease. So for example, let's say if you were sick later in your life, somehow by eating spicy food, you suddenly felt better. Somebody just gave you some spicy food and your body was craving it. Like, I want this spicy food. I want this, this fire in my mouth. And when you did that, it kind of burned all the diseases away. So those things you may experience with this particular sun. But of course, it's not going to be something you will be doing. It's just something naturally that will be coming to you, that I need to do this in order to help myself. Now, if there's some other planet in the 6th house, some other planet with the sun, it may be cooling the sun down, and you may not feel that way. And usually that's always the case. The sun in the 10th house or any other placement may not give its full result if there's a energy holding it back. But usually this is a very strong position for the sun to be in, and where a person will gain respect in society through marriage, or especially in the second half of life. Or if you were to go through sun dasha, you will see this particular sun, play out. Okay? So guys, this was my analysis of sun in the 10th house of your D9 Navamsa chart. If you're new in my channel, subscribe below. If you want to know where your sun is placed, all the other astrological details, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.